Hey there, folks. I'm C. Eshelman, attachment and trauma specialist, your host and the founder of the Love Matters Parenting Society Therapeutic Parent Program. Welcome to Unmuted Love, the podcast for parents loving children from difficult beginnings. That's you. Today's episode is going to touch some deep chords because the truth is most of our children's voices were snuffed out before they even had a chance to speak. Ooh, that's kind of heavy. Their cries for food, safety, soothing, or connection were not answered in the way human babies are wired to expect. And that silence changed everything in their brains, their bodies, and eventually how they behaved when they came into your home. Oh, don't get me wrong. I know they can speak. And speak they will. Every single hurtful, mean and nasty, twisted up thing their survival brains can dish up. I'm not talking about that voice. They kept that voice. I'm talking about their true, authentic, attached, and attuned voices. Again, it's a little heavy to think about, but don't worry. I'm not leaving you with just the heartbreak of that. We're going to talk about why it matters, why it looks like it does in real life, and most importantly, what you can do about it as a therapeutic parent. So grab a big old cup of tea, okay, or your laundry basket if you're folding while listening, and let's dig in. So first of all, our children's voices were often lost very early. When a baby's born, they're wired to call out and expect someone to respond. Crying for food, whimpering when they're scared, squirming for comfort, those tiny cries are the beginning of their voice. In clinical speak, that's called serve and response. The child serves it up, and an attuned and attached parent responds lovingly. But if those cries aren't answered, if milk doesn't come, if soothing doesn't come, if safety doesn't come, the baby's brain slowly learns a heartbreaking lesson. My voice doesn't matter. Imagine this. You call out into a canyon every day, "Hello, anyone there?" And every time you get your echo back and crickets. Well, not even crickets here. You get silence if you're the baby. After a while, you stop calling. You stop expecting. That's what happens in our children's nervous systems. And this is true whether you met your child at birth in the hospital or picked them up years later from foster care or an orphanage. Their cries may have gone unanswered before you were in the picture. That's, of course, not your fault, but it is the wound you're parenting right now in your child. So how this all shows up at home, let's see. Let's just kind of fast forward to today. Imagine your kitchen, your living room, your carpool line, wherever you are. Here's what snuffed out voices sound like. Your child asking the same nonsense question 42 times before breakfast. There's chatter that makes absolutely no sense to you. Mom, what would happen if dinosaurs had cell phones? On repeat while you're just trying to make toast. You get swearing, spitting, throwing, hitting, what for seems like no reason to you? Or on the flip side, it's total shutdown. Silence, avoidance, disappearing into screens, or total parental voice deafness. I mean, some kids, even teenagers, resort to hiding under their beds. And then there's your voice. The parent voice you swore you'd never have. Oh, do I have that one? Corrections, demands, lectures, yelling, power struggles you can't seem to win, maybe even a slammed door or a slap of your own. When your lid is so flipped, you literally can't think of anything else to do but what's done to you. When my kids were young, words do not even give any justice to the kind of crazy upset we were all living with. This is a weird word for this, but my boyfriend at the time joked, "It's hard to tell who the kid is around here sometimes." Ouchie! It's kind of amazing I married him, don't you think? Well, he was right. And I knew it then too. If this is your house, I know you feel a little broken and maybe a little ashamed. I sure did. And you're not a bad parent, but still you have these feelings. You're raising a child with a trauma-impacted brain, and your brain is impacted too. That's it, period. Two survival brains trying to get along, trying to survive each other. A mom I know told me her 10-year-old daughter asked every other minute, almost every day, "When's dinner? When's dinner? When's dinner, Mom? Hey, Mom, when's dinner?" Even while the food was being put on the table. After what Mom says was like 100th time, she said in this kind of defeated way, she shouted, "Do you have eyes? You will be lucky if you ever get dinner ever again." And her daughter burst into tears. After some solidarity hugging between us, I explained to this very ashamed mom why it was all happening. Behind that question might be a little hunger, but it was really fear. Fear of not being fed, because she had been hungry in her early days and her cries went unanswered. She likely felt like she might truly die as a hungry infant that didn't get regular feeding. She said, "I know that, I guess, but Why in the world would I say such a mean thing to her when she was so distressed? Well, the answer to her question is fleshed out in a whole bunch of other episodes on blocked care in Unmuted Love, so you might want to scroll through and find them. But right now, we'll leave that and get back to the neuroscience of being unseen. So here's the geeky brain science part. I'll try to make it fun. Okay, well, no, I'm not going to try and make it fun. It's not fun. It's just informative. When those cries went unanswered, the brain hardwired a map into the child's brain that says, I'm unwanted, unloved, unimportant, I might die. Stress hormones like cortisol etched that belief deep into the nervous system, into the body, not into the memory, into the body memory, by flooding the prefrontal cortex with all the executive functions of maturity live. Stephen Porges, a rather famous researcher, frankly, calls this neuroception. And neuroception is used now all the time. The body's built-in surveillance system. Our kids' bodies constantly scan their environment. Am I safe? Am I safe? And guess what? They almost always get back this message. I don't think so. I think there might be danger here. Even when they're safe as they can be in your kitchen with mac and cheese right on the table, there is this sense that there's danger just around the corner. Kids who have toxic, stressed brains. That's why they escalate. But in their dysregulation, they push you away to unconsciously test you. Will you come closer anyway, or are you unsafe too? And us, we parents, our own nervous systems flare right back. Your child screams, your body screams back. Not because you're failing, but because your survival wiring is firing too. So it's not just about what they're doing. It's also about what's happening inside you, inside your own body and brain. Let's talk a little bit about this magic word. It's called attunement. Attunement means noticing, listening, reflecting, matching, noticing their inner world and showing them, I see you, honey. I hear you. You matter to me. And here's the kicker. The skills they need most, regulation skills, they need some trust skills, some empathy skills. You can't teach with words. You have to show them with your own behavior. So here's an example. Your child hurls a shoe across the room. You want to scream, what is wrong with you? Instead, you stop. You breathe. You get low and slow, we call it. You soften your eyes and you say, whoa, I can tell you're mad. I see you. I'm right here, honey. I understand. How can I help? Now you hear I'm not going, okay, calm down. It's all right. Calm down. I'm not saying that. No, I'm just meeting that child where they're at. They're upset, and I know they are, and I'm going to give them love from my eyes, but I'm also going to give them the urgency that throwing a shoe actually means. So do they calm down instantly? I wish. I'd be a millionaire if I had the answer to that. What you would be doing is you would be showing their nervous system a different way. That's teaching. Brain first. Here's the hard truth. This kind of parenting is exhausting. Actually, any kind of parenting is pretty exhausting. We parents get very weary. We get compassion blocked. Actually, it's called blocked care. And we start to shut down. And our attunement, that magical word, attunement, shuts down too, because it feels like nothing's working. But friends, attunement every single day is the salve their nervous systems are aching for. So here's how to do it differently. I'm going to share 5 things that might help. Number 1. Repetition is good medicine. Your child needs hundreds of micro moments of being seen and heard, not once, not 10 times, but over and over and over. Number 2, you know what? It's important to catch your own self. When you feel your voice rising, pause. Just pause, breathe, reset. It's not an emergency. Also, parenting is not about perfection. It's about repairing when you're not perfect. The repair is the message. It's love in action. Number 3, parents, it's better to show rather than tell. Don't just lecture about respect, model it. Say please and thank you to your children. Use a calm tone. Kids learn by watching. Be respectful back and forth with them. Listen to them, talk to them. Don't talk at them. Number 4, build micro moments of delight. Delicious eye contact with adoration, adoring your children. Little tickles, not the kind that are scary or hurtful or make you pee your pants, not those, no, but the kind that are fun, that they're actually giggling rather than screaming. Shared laughter, a silly ritual at bedtime, those are the things that create attunement and attachment glue. And number 5, always repair when you blow it, and you will blow it. Just say, I'm sorry I yelled. You matter to me. I'm working on it and I'm sorry. That repair is often more healing than if you'd gotten it right the first time. One dad told me he used to roar when his son slammed doors. Then he started doing this thing. He'd pause, breathe, walk to his son's door that had just been slammed, gently knock on it and say, hey buddy, will you try that again? Sometimes his son would yell through the door, no! But after a month of doing this repeatedly, his son started knocking gently when he wanted back into the room. That's healing, friends. That's attunement in action. Let me wrap this all up with some hope and encouragement. This is as hard as it feels. You are going to get tired. You will get blocked. You will think nothing I do makes a darn bit of difference. But here's the truth. Every act of attunement plants a seed. Seeds take time to sprout. Some don't sprout at all, but mostly they do. But it might take months, even years. But they do grow. I've walked alongside families who swore their child would never, ever get better. And years later, they're seeing trust peek through. Healing is slow, takes time, but it happens. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep coming back, repairing again and again, because your love matters. Not perfect love, not Instagram love, repetitive, brain-savvy, resilient love, the kind you're already giving by listening to this fabulous podcast right now. Okay, just kidding. Your child may have lost their true, authentic voice before you ever met them. But in your home, with your care and your guidance, that voice can be reborn. It can be rekindled. Not overnight, not without setbacks, but with you showing up again and again with your own regulated presence. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep coming back. You don't need to teach them with lectures. You don't need to have Pinterest-worthy parenting strategies. You need just your steady presence, your repair, your magic attunement. If you want more support, come join me inside the Love Matters Therapeutic Parenting Society. We're here practicing the Love Plus Parenting model every single day. And if this episode touched you, share it with another parent who might feel alone right now and who might really need to understand attunement. Until next time, folks, breathe deeply, stay steady, and remember, your love really does matter when more than love is required. I'll see you in the next episode.